Right now, I imagine a lot of you are stuck at home and feeling tired all the time despite not moving around much. You feel like you should be more productive because you have so much more time, but you can't focus on things because you're thinking about if you will be able to make money and stay healthy. You're thinking about your friends and your family and are too worried to actually do things you finally have the time for. There's an uncertain dread about what the future is going to look like. Now just imagine that feeling all the time. This video is not going to be a normal video from me. There's a few reasons I want to make it, however. The first is, well, I need the catharsis of typing all this down, saying the words, and putting it out into the world. The second is, we're all struggling right now, in one way or another, and if I can offer some reprieve for those of you that need it, then I want to do that. So this video isn't about games. It's about what it's like to create videos on games, but not the fun side of it. The other side we tried to hide from our audiences with every upload. It's coming up on 5 years of me starting my YouTube channel later this year, and that is, quite frankly, terrifying how quickly the time has flown by. While 20,000 people is a large number, and I'm incredibly thankful for every single one of you, in the grand scheme of YouTube it's a drop in the bucket. But I wouldn't trade any of the experiences I've had or people I met along the way for any amount of subscribers. My reason for starting this whole YouTube journey I've undergone isn't the most unique, in fact it's fairly common. I was heavily depressed and looking for my next purpose after spending a year floating around trying to figure out what to do next after my tour management work went south. And since I had a lot of ideas about games, I figured why not throw my hat into the ring and see what happens. The fact that not only have I become good friends and hung out with some of the people that inspired me, but also I've managed to turn this little hobby into a way to help support me financially. It's not close to being a full-time job, but honestly I'm not gunning for that at this stage. Just a means to help get me through from time to time is enough. But for all the positives, there's always going to be some negatives, and all of mine relate back to what I said about starting this journey in the pits of depression. Doing anything creative, especially online, for any amount of people from anywhere in the world to stumble across at any point in time is an inherently scary idea. The idea of pouring myself into a project only to have it torn down by my peers is something that paralyzes me whenever I get an idea for a video I'd like to make. It's one of the few things that can stop something I was once passionate about dead in its tracks. Other fun video stoppers include imposter syndrome and a constant anxiety around someone else working on the same idea as me, so I must rush it out. But will it also sacrifice the end result, making my video ultimately a major letdown for subscribers? It's all a huge vicious cycle that's easy to get trapped in and hard to escape. Staying focused on a video is something I struggle with constantly. All of these roadblocks appear at random corners, and I can't help but step away and question all that I'm doing for way too long, before finally psyching myself back into the flow of work, before then being pulled back and repeating the process of self-doubt with different fears. So I mean, if you've ever wondered why I can sometimes take around a month to upload each video, well, this is it. That's about the length of time it takes for me to get an idea I'm happy with and have it seen through to the end without being taken out by something along the way. For every video I get out, there's about 3 dead in the water that are still waiting to be revived. I am trying to get better about that though. I've seen a lot of talk online right now that since we collectively as a society have more time on our hands, we should be working on our creative efforts and making a side hustle. And well, to be blunt, that's bullshit. Something I'm extremely proud of this year is getting my last video out despite the weight of the world right now. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be productive. And if you can be right now, that's awesome. Keep the momentum going. For everyone else, there's no shame in being paralyzed. It's just as normal as having a drive to stay busy. We all cope in different ways. The other problem is one that's a lot more talked about, but no less anxiety inducing, and that's YouTube itself. A lot of platforms have done little bits and pieces to help their creators this year. Twitch held charity streams, Bandcamp removed fees for 24 hours, online courses are giving out lessons for free or majorly discounted. But YouTube? Aside from doing the one responsible thing, which is squash misinformation, this entire situation has been an excuse to push the creators that built it further and further into the back. With worse ad rates than ever before, significantly lower searchability and click-through for anyone who isn't part of the crowd deemed by the platform itself as marketable. With a lot more people staying home right now, it makes sense there's a lot more people using YouTube. So it'd be the perfect time to push all kinds of creators, from games to makeup to diary vlogs. Unfortunately, with the market value of advertising in the toilet, there's not a lot to go around right now, so I've got to save it for the big channels. This uncertainty with the platform is a major point of anxiety for me and so many others. Views, engagement, subscribers, and yeah, money were never really the goal for me, but they are nice. And I won't lie about that side of it. Having your work recognized is an amazing feeling. Having people comment, relate to, and actively want to continue to support your work is like nothing else. And it does help push me through those roadblocks that can trip me up along the way. But at the end of the day, I'll still be doing this even if I got 0 views on my videos. The issue is the crushing defeat that YouTube gives you with its uncertain studio analytics, telling you videos don't perform well compared to previous uploads, but never why that is or how to fix it. It doesn't sound like much, but seeing those numbers is not really avoidable. In order to navigate, to engage with comments, upload more content, or check monetization status, you must push through the not good enough judgment of YouTube. And if your videos do better than expected, again, no reason is given, just a good job, keep going. Keep going with what, YouTube? This kind of brings me to my last point, the content itself. When it comes to making content for my channel, originally I had no audience. Hell, getting 100 views used to be my major milestone on something I released. If I ever hit 1,000 views, then damn, that was something to celebrate. I had a very small audience, which meant I had no pressure on myself to make content that would grow my channel, as it were. I just made what I wanted to make, and if the views followed that, then cool. If not, then whatever. As you grow an audience, no matter how much you don't want to think it'll happen to you, you start to shift your content to suit their needs. This meant I personally went from broad topic videos about greater game design and cultural contexts, the stuff I wanted to do, to more concentrated videos about specific games, trying to go as deep as I possibly could on them, because, well, that's what was coming into fashion within this community. I wanted to grow, so I shed some of my identity to make it happen, and as you can probably guess, it didn't. Not really. I don't regret any video I've made past the first couple where I didn't know what I was doing, but even then, they were a valuable learning experience in my formation as a creator. But I do regret some of the directions I've taken the channel and the possible hit it took to my reach on the platform. This may have happened anyway. Maintaining growth within an ever-changing algorithm is tough. We never really know what to do since YouTube doesn't tell us what's going on behind the scenes, which is why I made the decision to go back to how I used to make content. And it's the most fun I've had making videos, growth or not. I love where my content is at, and I don't plan on changing anything for the foreseeable future. Will this make my channel big? Who knows? Do I care? Not really. I would always love to have more eyes on what I make. I feel that's only natural, but I'm content with my content, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. Putting something out to the world feels amazing. For about a minute. Then you think about every single line you might have been able to word better. That one little edit you messed up, that maybe you didn't catch, some audio issues that no one else will notice but you do. At some point you kind of just have to be okay with releasing something that's not perfect. And that was a long and hard lesson for me to grasp. I always wanted everything I made to be exactly how I envisioned it in my head, but my skills as a writer and editor could never meet my expectations. So when they fell short, it ate me alive for the longest time. It's a crippling anxiety that the one mistake you didn't catch, or the unclearly worded line, will turn people against you, no matter how trivial that may sound. It is a very real fear me and many others have when we hit that publish button. I wrote this video about a year ago, and when I did, it fell by the wayside like most of my projects do. It felt pointless, and in a way it still does. But now just felt like the right time to revise it a little bit and release it. Ultimately, I just hope it offers you some catharsis like it did for me. And just remember, if you're a creative, whether that be a musician, a YouTuber, a journalist, a painter, a writer, or anything out there, if right now is giving you the time to hone your craft, do it. But don't feel bad if you can't bring yourself with that weight holding you down. There's no shame in it. Similarly, if you've always wanted to start your journey into something creative, get into it, follow those threads. But again, if you just want to sleep in a bit longer, finish that show you've been putting off, or just play games with some friends to distract you from the troubles of the state of things, don't let someone tell you that you lack discipline. We're all depressed and we're all dealing with it in our own way.